End of the world. Action. What's going on, moviegoers all over the world? My name is Ryan D. You can call me Ryan680.
Angela, that cat lady Ange.
And special guest here once again, ladies and gentlemen. It is Countdown City Geek Cax's own
Steady.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Nice
having you on the show, man. Yeah.
Thanks for having me back.
Obviously, we liked you. I mean, yeah, that's why. I mean, you got a return request. I mean, yeah. So it just
you got to get the fans what they
want, right? We've heard so much positive things. I mean, knowledgeable now. Knowledge. You know, knowledge is a virtue, and let's get right to it, guys. This is a Game of Thrones. We're going to be talking Old English language, ladies and gentlemen, starting now. For thou. Or I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, guys. So let's get right to it. Episode 2, ladies and gentlemen, with spoilers. Full-on spoilers. If you do not want to watch this, be sure to watch our other reviews, guys. And hit that subscribe button, by the way, right before you click out. Alrighty. Alright, man. So let's get right to it, guys. I mean, this episode started off with Jaime. Oh, man. So, I mean, just right off the bat, I mean, episode 2, just so much tension between, you know, Jaime Lannister and everything. We knew he was coming whenever he was first set sail to the north on a horse. And we knew it was going to happen. We didn't know when it was going to happen. But now that we finally saw it, guys, his judgment, what y'all think so far, man? I mean,
I'll be honest, threw me for a loop at first because Dany had all this sort of built up anger.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, makes a little bit of sense. But where was all this anger when you were in King's Landing and you were talking in front of Cersei and Jaime was also there?
Yeah.
Maybe if we would have seen her like give him dagger eyes, you know, when that first meeting happened, then this would have been completely valid. But I'm like, we didn't see that. So I'm going with this opening scene. Yeah. But to me, I'm like, this didn't happen the first time you saw him.
Well, see, it was more. I felt like it was more like this is him by himself per se. Like I could trap him, I could kill him, I could I could do so many things to him now that I can unleash my anger towards the Lannister that killed my father. Yeah. And you know what I mean? I mean, she still holds that grudge. She still has that you know, just that anger. And you saw it. I mean, we saw it in the very, like, when she first looks at him, when the camera angle goes to him. I mean, even when Sansa, you know, at the very end, of course, whenever Sansa says like, what did she say? She says, "Oh, I trust lady."
Initially, Sansa was on board with Dany, which she's like, "I don't trust him. He's a Lannister," and she has good reason because of all that he's done. He's not only killed Dany's father, but he also helped attack Sansa's father. Yep. Yeah. So they're on the same page, and it is Brienne who saves the day, saves his life, makes a good point and stands behind him.
Yes, and that was a huge statement because, I mean, just to say that, you know, you would stand and fight right next to him, like beside him, and, you know, just that shows a lot of character. I mean, this whole series alone, I mean, this is the true nature of character development in its finest hour of minutes, seconds, right before the winter's about to fall. I mean, we have so much character development. I mean, they showed it in the, like, I mean, they were doing the then and the now, and it's so unbelievable. Jaime, I mean, okay, one thing that didn't get me was Jaime Lannister. He dyed his hair black on the way to Winterfell. How did he dye his hair? That's the next question.
He's just getting older in age. It's been like 10 years since season 1, like approximately.
And it's not unheard of because Sansa dyed her hair in some of the seasons to black, and then she actually went back to normal. I think she dyed it again one more time. Yeah. But I mean, I think it's more the age. I think it's just to show he's not just like darker in color. You can kind of see some gray peeking out there. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of see how he's aged. And I agree with you on the character development. Like, we've seen all of these characters, not just Jaime. We see Brienne, we see Sansa, even Aria. Like, we've seen them come so far from season 1. They're completely different characters. So I mean, and that's what Brienne stands up for. She's a test to Jaime now, how he's changed versus when he was in season 1.
Yeah, I mean, he said it so many times. You know, I'm a changed man. You want me to apologize for all this stuff I did for my family? No, I won't. I'll do it all over again. You know, and that's when it comes down to. And he even said it himself. He said, you know, it's just loyalty. You know, and this has nothing to do with loyalty. This has everything to do with life and death.
And it's crazy that everybody's sort of on that same page. We hear it throughout this episode that at one point, like, we were fighting, or we were fighting, or we were enemies. We went to war with each other. Remember that?
Yeah.
But everybody's just cool and kicking back, and it's just like, you know what? We're all going to die, so really none of it's worth it.
Yeah. And then, of course, we find out the upsetting... Dany finds out too. I mean, the whole Winterfell finds out that the Lannister army's not coming, and that's another thing that we'll talk about the next topic here, and it's gonna be, Tyrion like being a fool. Like Tyrion, he's always been smart. I mean, we've seen him season after season been smart. He's always smart and clever. But this season, when it started off, he's not clever, man. I don't know what's going on in his mind. What's going on? It's just...
I gotta say...
age is taking a toll on him.
I can understand where he's coming from, though, because Cersei loved her children. Yeah. Loved her children. She would do anything for her children. We see that what she did with Tommen. Even Joffrey, as awful as he was, she still loved him. So when he genuinely believed she was pregnant, he thought and believed that she would fight to not only like save her people, well, she didn't really care about her people, but to save her child and the future of her house. So I can understand from his point why he somewhat believed her hoped to believe her. I just give all the
credit to Cersei, because even though she's like one of the villains of the show, she's so smart. She knew that was the only card she could play. Yeah. And it would both not only get Tyrion on her side, but it would also get Jaime on her side. Yes. She knows it was the only card, the only hand she had. And she played it. I'm still not even convinced she's ever been pregnant.
Yeah, see, at the same time, I don't think so either. I mean, not now. Of course, we got on the episode 1. I mean, she did sleep with the Ironborn. What's his Greyjoy? Euron.
Yeah, it was just so creepy.
Yeah, it was just weird.
He's so arrogant and
he's annoying,
full of himself.
It's
gross, is disgusting, but yet she still, I guess, likes his confidence.
Cersei is always 1 or 2 steps ahead. So because of that happening, she actually has I think she has a plan for it. Yeah. Maybe she wasn't pregnant with Jaime's kid, and now just getting pregnant by anybody is going to be a good thing for her at this point.
Or even just keeping that alliance together. Yeah. Because, I mean... That was his goal. He got it, and I think she has more of him wrapped around her finger.
All right, guys, let's talk about the next scene. So, the next scene we get is Brienne and Jaime Lannister. Now, he finally sees him. Besides the end of episode 1, he finally talks to him, has a conversation with him for so many years since season 1, obviously. And I mean, Bran comes out and says, a quote, I guess everyone could say, like, just, how do you know, what do you call it?
How do you know there is going to be an after?
Yeah, how do you know there's going to be an after?
That line was really striking to me, because I was like, Bran, we know he's a 3-eyed raven. He can see the future, the past.
And he can't see it.
I don't know. I think that's an omen. I think he can.
I don't think he's ever been able to see the future.
I feel like he has it. I feel like it's clouded. I mean, the same thing with the Force and everything we see in Star Wars. It's clouded, and you don't know, because there's darkness all around. And of course later on in the episode we find out that he has the mark. So he knows. The Night King knows he's there. So I mean, just so much preparation, so much clarity. I mean, so the last episode we got prep. This episode we got prep and actually, like, action's about to go down. I mean, so just knowing that Bran is he's just so, I mean, I just feel like he can't see it. I feel like he can't see the future.
I think he can, and I think he's giving an omen.
You know what? I'm trying to go through all, like, the quick, 10th of a second flashes that he's had in his visions, and I'm like, there has to be a few actual scenes that are in the future that he's seen. So I'm thinking it's a lot harder for him to do. It's clearly not as easy as just like tuning into a past thing. Yeah. But I really like this conversation, because most of the conversations Bran's had with his sisters when they like got reunited, I'm always just like, it's so awkward. Like just the verbiage wasn't always there, but this one actually nailed it. It felt genuine to me. And see, I'm really glad.
Yeah. At the same time, though, they don't know that Jaime pushed him off the tower,
which is fine.
Which is the only
like,
really
doesn't matter to me.
But it's a reason he did that.
There's a reason. Yeah, he's all like, I don't want them to kill you before you can help us. And I mean, it just, I don't know, it's so many mixed directions, especially.
No, he's a god now. Bran is a god. So like, what? This is so beneath him now, you know.
That's why I think he can see in the future, because he doesn't tell his family about Jaime. There's a reason why he needs Jaime there.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out on the next episode when the war happens. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. All right, so I will mention this, and we'll mention it time and time again. Everyone has grown so much. I mean, I love it when TV shows, movies. I mean, just obviously TV shows have a longer footage than than movies do. Yeah. But so much history. I mean, just this from day one. I mean, from episode 1 all the way to the beginning. I mean, so if you do not know, ladies and gentlemen, on episode 1 they did it pretty much like season 1, episode 1. Instead of Joffrey and Robert Baratheon coming in, we see the Unsullied, we see Dany, we see everyone as if it's season 1 all over again, and we see that character develop. Because at the same time, though, the writers even said it, Arya Stark, she was the boy where the camera follows the boy. Yeah. She was that boy.
In season 1, she was seeing Robert's army coming into Winterfell.
And it's, history repeats itself, And
they use the same music or slight variation of it coming in, and exactly. It's very reminiscent of that original pilot episode.
Yeah.
Many moons ago.
Yeah. All right, guys. So next scene we're going to be talking about is a sit-down talk between Sansa and Dany.
Ooh.
Oh, man. So this talk, I mean, so it just... So much tension there.
It wasn't as bad as season 1, where there's obvious little comments, little jabs at each other.
Even the camera angle, though, because when they were talking, when they first got there in episode 1, they were just like, even the camera angle, she was just like giving Sansa the look, and then
the side eye,
very cold,
and then Sansa was doing the versatile, and it was it was just like, what do dragons eat? Like, it's just stuff like that, like the smart remarks, and then Dany was just like, anything they want, like, it just.
So they come to a little bit more of, I guess, like an agreement in this episode, especially during that talk, that conversation they have together. They still don't see eye to eye because of the territory of the North. What's going to happen to the North? Yeah. Sansa's right. They don't want to bow down to this ruler they don't know. They're so separated from King's Landing and the other realms, and I think Dany, she still wants to retain that, because if she gives them their freedom, then what happens to the other realms? What if they want their independence as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so much. I mean, they said it so many times, they will not bow down to a southern ruler. They won't ever again, and Sansa's really strict on that, and I believe that. So I mean,
because she's fighting for her people, and and you see it. The North does not welcome Dany at all, or even the other.
Yeah, even the first episode, you see it just like they're spitting, and it's just the North. The North's very. It's the. I don't know. I mean, the North is very like.
They're stuck in their ways.
Yeah, they're stubborn. I don't want to say it's like a Hispanic family, but it's like a Hispanic family. Like, it's just, you bring in this random, like, not to bring it because we're all Hispanic, but we know. It's just that stubborn way, and just Northerns. They don't take outsiders, and they see them as foreigners. And it's just nothing. It's funny how we see it in a different world, and we're living it right now too. At the same time, it's just all that just. All the foreigners and everything, just everything going on. But beside that, though, it's just, I feel like with it's our human nature, I guess you could say, because they're Northerns are proud of the North. There's so much land. They want their own kingdom. They named Jon Snow King of the North, and then for him to come back, it's just like to say, oh, I'm no longer King of the North.
And that's funny how Lyanna picks up on that. She's like, you left a king and you came back as
a what? A lord?
What do we call you?
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty, like, from a little girl. I mean, her presence alone is awesome. But
she's a boss. That's why.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
the little bear, I think is what they call her. Right? I like the dialogue between Dany and Sansa a lot. It's just it's great writing.
Yeah,
it's good tension. It's a lot of drama, and it's way better than what Sansa and Arya had like last season when they were supposed to be at odds. I never really bought it for a second.
No, I didn't buy it either.
It wasn't played really well. So this, I actually really like, and I also like that it doesn't get resolved, like you said. They finish actually they're sort of further away than where they started now. But to me, I don't have any hopes for like anybody on this show, so I don't think they're gonna have to worry about how to divide Westeros in the end.
Oh yeah, because we don't even know if there is going to be a Westeros.
We don't know.
He's hoping.
Alrighty, guys. So next thing we're going to be talking about is the Greyjoys. The Greyjoys, the Ironborn, takes their home just in case of retreat from Winterfell. And, just the Greyjoys, we finally see them back in Winterfell for so long. I mean,
Yara's rescued.
Yeah, Yara's rescued, of course. And then, what's her brother? Oh, my
Theon.
God. Theon, there you go. Oh, my God. Okay, so Theon, we see Theon actually return to Winterfell. And I love it because, it's all playing, it's almost like a chess. It's almost like HBO and what's his name? The writer WB.
DB Weiss.
Yeah, DB Weiss.
DB Weiss. Yeah,
It's
just he's playing the chess. He's having everyone's out there as the chess game, and he's playing everyone in their characters. Everyone's coming to their moment of truth, and it's all gonna collide. Checkmate. Something's gonna happen, and it's gonna be crazy. And I feel like with these 2 episodes, everyone's getting their pieces together. Like everyone's going in the direction that's meant to be.
No, this is the show setting you up for failure. It's like, hey, look at all these friends that are back together again. No, I've learned from the past.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very cynical now because of this show. So I'm just like, everybody who you see gets reunited and happy and talking and making jokes and drinking and stuff. Half of them are probably going to be dead after the next episode. So.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy that reunion though
between
Theon and Sansa.
I do like it.
Because they've gone through so much together. He even helped her escape from Ramsay, which I think helped rectify that bond that was broken.
We were talking about this off camera, but like, what kind of love are they lovers? Or did it?
No,
to be honest,
they're not that.
I mean, not lovers, but like, I felt like there's so much love right there. I don't know what kind of love it is though, but there's obviously love there.
They've grown together. They've grown together since he was 4 or 5 is when he arrived at Winterfell, I think.
So she probably sees him as a brother then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's all. Okay.
Especially now because she's forgiven him for what he did in the past, and he helped her escape Ramsay, helped her get back home. So I think they have a really strong bond, and she was really glad to see him. Now, could it be romantic relationship? Maybe in the future, if they survive. Maybe.
If so, this is the first hint that we've seen, so I would be reluctant to say so, but it would be interesting. Yeah. And he wasn't 4 or 5; he was probably like around 9 or 10, because I think he's been gone for 9 years from his original home.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah. So he's been gone for quite a while.
All right. So next scene we're going to be talking about, guys, is Tormund returns.
Tormund.
Yeah, Tormund. Oh man. All right. So I mean, obviously he returns in his Tormund way. I mean, he comes out as just aggressive and hey, it's me, pretty much.
He's just so awkward.
He's out there and awkward. Yeah.
He's socially awkward, and it's so funny. And we see it in the scene where they're like all by the fire.
My little grove.
Yeah. when he's going up to the Night's Watch, and then out of nowhere, boom! We just see the camera just like, what the heck is that? I thought it was something else. I thought it was an arrow or something. I was like, what the heck?
He's so excited to see Jon. I really like their relationship. How he grew from hating Jon and all the crows to he really respects him.
Yeah, becoming so much friends with them, and just it's character development. Like I said, with what do you call it? With the Night's Watch, along with Tormund, and just to see people that really hate each other actually care for each other is a huge character development. I mean, they see them care for each other so much. And because they're both in it to live. It's life or death.
They've come a long way since Hardhome. Hardhome is really when Jon extended his peace treaty and said, let me save your people. And it's been years since then, but he's come a long way. And let's just be honest, Tormund is one of my top favorite characters on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he stole this entire episode.
yeah, he did. Oh,
where's
my
the big woman?
Yeah, where's the big woman?
No. Is the big woman still here?
Yeah.
I still can't believe how he's
so good.
Told his the story of how he got his last name, the Giant's Bane.
Loved it.
Yeah. And then I love how he finally tops the story off of drinking his the horn of beer or wine.
He's what do you call it? Giant smoke. All right, so the next scene we're gonna be talking about is the game plan. Oh man, so the game plan Bran, he's gonna be bait. They're gonna use him
essentially
as
bait.
I mean, and he's gonna be. I already caught it. We were saying it too during the episode. I mean, even when Greyjoy said, "I need to protect. I need to defend you. I took your home away. Let me get it back for you." And I'm just like, oh, he's dead. Like, oh man, there's no way. Like, dude,
there's a lot of things,
and he doesn't even have that many Ironborn. Like, it's not even that many people there. Like,
he said he got like 20, I think.
Yeah. Okay, it's not 100. Let's just admit it. It's not 100 because because obviously his uncle took most of it. So I mean,
give him Ghost and give him like a few of the Night's Watch, maybe then we'll be good. But
maybe it's Night's Watch and Ironborn,
but not just the Ironborn.
But still, not even at that though. It just, I mean, even Aria was just like, oh, you're not going there alone, and at the same time though, it just I mean, he's gonna use his bait, and I hope it works out in the end. I really do. I really hope, because I mean, we'll talk about that at the very end. I don't want to go into
Can I say this is some of my favorite stuff from like any season is when you start getting into like military tactics, which we don't do a lot on the show, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I love movies. One of my favorite is Kingdom of Heaven.
Dude, I was thinking that, dude. Liam Neeson, Orlando Bloom, like how
I like the battles, dude, and you're seeing the weapons that are used and sort of the tactics or the strategies of the generals. So I actually love that not only in this scene, but in the opening credits, they show Winterfell now with all of their defenses.
Yes.
If you notice that. Yeah. So there's trenches that have spikes in them. They're going to light them all on fire.
Yeah, so they have oil on it to light them up on fire. So that would, okay, that's what I thought.
When you watch the episode,
you can see them splattering.
Yeah, you can see them splattering it all over. I mean,
They have dragon glass on all the peaks of the walls. Yes. We did a YouTube video on episode 1. I'm like, that's the stuff I was looking at. I was like, look at these guys in the background. Look at those guys. And also, watch this episode again. They have these long, spiky cylinders on the walls. And I'm like, ooh, what are they going to do with those? Maybe they cut them as they're like climbing. And they just roll down and like roll over anybody that comes along. So I love when they're getting together. And I love everything that John's saying because he's right. On every single note. They don't get tired. Yeah. They don't slow down. They don't need to sleep. They don't need to eat. Whatever else he says. He's just like, we're in for the biggest fight. Not everybody's seen these things.
Yes, I think most people in that room haven't.
They have no
idea. They don't know what to expect. No, and at the same time, they just know it's death. That's it. That's all we know. And
as Gendry said,
all right, guys. So last day of our lives. Now, this is the term I guess you could say. I mean, just everyone's already having that mindset. Everyone's thinking it. This is the last day. This is the last night. I'm sorry. The last night of our lives, and what are you going to do with it? And so we'll go ahead and talk about we're going to talk about the gathering first. We'll go ahead and do that. The gathering of course, first you see Tyrion there with Jaime Lannister, and then who else comes, guys? Who else shows up?
Tormund shows up. Well, Brienne shows up next with Podrick. And then might I say, she's taught Podrick well because now he's outside sparring with people, like,
and teaching them lessons,
making them look embarrassed. I'm like, go Pod, that's awesome, man.
Yep. I remember he was such a bad squire. He didn't know how to do anything.
He was all
she has taught him. She's been a good mentor.
Yes,
she's a good excellent warrior and a good mentor to Pod.
Okay, I'll give you that. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, and then of course we get the famous story of Tormund in there too as well, because he gets right next to Brienne.
He just loves Brienne. Yeah, it's great. It's funny. He just
this is the last.
He's so obvious in his flirting.
This is our last night of our lives.
He's trying to
a lot. I mean, he said in the room earlier, "We're all gonna die." But at least we'll die together. And give Brienne the smirk again.
Yeah.
He stole the entire show.
Yeah.
And Tyrion's drinking. I mean, I would expect no less from Tyrion.
That was funny though, because I laugh at that. I'll probably laugh at that no matter what, even though I know it's coming time and time again. Is when he's handing him the when Brienne's all like, "Oh, half a cup." And then he's all like, he
sneaks Podrick the full cup.
It's more than the whole thing. It's like pouring out of the cup, and I'm just like, oh my god, like just.
Podrick looks like he appreciated.
Yeah, he was all like, oh yeah, I'm done. Like, this is it. This last night of our lives, and then also we get, man. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this, and it's gonna be, So now we get no longer Lady Brienne. What do we get, ladies and gentlemen?
We're getting Sir Brienne.
Sir Brienne. Not SIR, because that's what I thought. My still thought I was SIR. But what? So how do you spell? You said SER. SER. Yeah. So now she is a knight, and how much emotion was in that scene? Just carrying it, showing the tears, shedding the tears. So many years of being told, you're not going to be a knight. You're not going to be a knight. What do you do? Like, it just, I mean, I can only imagine just being a woman and being in that time era too. I mean, obviously this ain't real, but being in that time era, just.
But even then, seeing like she's such a good fighter. She defeated the Hound in combat, and she's been so honorable and true to her word. Yes. And she's seen other people who haven't done as much or achieved as much become knights, and that's something she's always wanted. Yeah. And no less, Jaime's the one who actually knights her. Yes, I think that it made it extra special.
And obviously we've seen this throughout the seasons, but I mean, so obviously she likes him, right?
I think they crush on each other a little bit.
I don't know though, because Jaime feels
Jaime's all about her right now.
I don't know though.
The way he stared at her from on top of the wall when she's helping Pod spar with other people. I think that look says.
So you're saying
says a lot.
So you're saying Jaime's done with Cersei.
Jaime's been done with Cersei since she took over the crown. I think. Yeah.
I think he's gotten more fearful, and the woman he loved, Cersei, is no longer. She's no longer the same.
Yeah, he realized that last season. I think in the very last episode, that's why he leaves, because he's all like, "She's not the woman I fell in love with anymore. I'm done."
And especially with that last scene where she almost orders the Mountain to hurt him, to kill him, because he wasn't gonna stay. I think that was what drove him over the edge.
Yeah.
I think he realized. I mean, he totally realized she was a lost cause. For me, it started though when he came back from, I don't remember where he was, but he comes back and Cersei blew up the Sept with everybody in it, and then Tommen jumped out of a window, and he came home to that. Yeah. So it's just I was just gone for a minute, and half of King's Landing is in rubble.
And although half the noble people, even entire houses were wiped clean.
Yeah, she wiped them out, and there was no remorse. There was no emotion whatsoever. I mean, she was just filled with anger and hatred, and that's all it was. Yeah.
And he totally respects Brienne. I mean, every scene they've had together. I mean, whether or not he was insulting her, like she said, but he's always been coy with her, but still very either flirtatious, halfway joking, but there's something that was always there. He really respected her, and I love the scene absolutely because Gwendolyn Christie played it perfectly.
She did, yes.
Perfectly. Yes. All the emotion that she had in that one scene. I hope she's going to be a knight for a long time. But
I hope so.
I agree with Tormund. I just said, F it. It's the last night of our lives.
Screw it, yeah. Yeah, and he was the very first one to clap, the slow clap.
No, before you mention it, don't mention it because that's a very sentimental moment too. Is whenever he's all like, "Oh, I'm no king, but if I was, I'll make it 12 times a night." That was awesome. And then of course we get Tormund starting to clap, and then everyone started clapping. Tyrion started clapping. Tyrion was just like, "Yeah, the
even
night."
Sir Davos
everyone was clapping, and this shows how much. When it comes to death, how much life brings people together. Different people. I mean, because to be honest, we've never seen Tormund really talk to Jaime, right? I don't think he's ever talked to Jaime.
I don't think he's talked to any of those characters except Sir Davos and Brienne.
Exactly, and to see them actually see them conversate with each other that they've never done in the past season, and even though it's to come off so casual when it came to the performance of every actor, it just came out so casual and so light and so life breathing. It wasn't tight to where the writers were tight. Oh, this needs to go this way. So it felt so casual. It felt so real.
It felt natural.
It felt very natural for every scene. Even when Brienne became a knight, it just all that was just so much emotions, and it's because honestly, in the darkness that they're in right now, they wanted some high praise. They wanted something to cheer on for, and that's what I felt like.
To kind of give them life, because they're all focused on this is the last night of our lives. We're probably not going to make it. Something positive to end the
Tyrion
night.
thinks they're going to make it.
Tyrion's going to make it.
Everyone starts laughing.
He's like, hey, we got a good shot.
Yeah, we got a good shot. All right, so the next scene we're going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is the Aria scene. Now, okay, all right, so the Aria sex scene. Yes, sex scene. It's so much controversial here. It's so much controversial. I mean, we're probably, so I guess long story short, I will say that HBO did release a statement saying that Aria is over 18, guys. So yeah, she is over 18.
Her character and the actress.
Because a lot of people did not believe. I didn't personally. I was like, what the heck? It was just random. I just feel like it was so random. But the writers did. They go into detail why it was there. So with that being said, she is over 18, guys, so don't freak out. I mean, she is over 18. I'm saying it over and over again. She is over 18. In real life, she is 23, 22? 22. And then in Game of Thrones, she's what, 18?
I think
19?
18.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously she's old, but beside the point, now that we got the facts straight, I mean, this sex scene was just random. I mean, she got full on nude. I was just like, what the hell? I didn't see that coming.
I mean, it ties to the same sentiment as, you know, the room of Tyrion and Brienne. Yeah. They're kind of like, they want to do something with that's special, the last night of their lives. Yeah. And that's something she really hasn't explored. Like, she has no romantic interaction in the entire
she's never had
7 seasons. Yeah. I mean, my friend and I have always rooted for an Aria Gendry because they kind of have that little. They are
together. They have a little history.
Well, see, they're together in the book, right? And
I think so. I think one of my friends said they're together in the book.
To make this happen in real life, make this happen on film and on camera, it shows true knowledge and shows true that they're paying respects towards the book. So, you know, with that being said, man, I didn't see this coming whatsoever. It just took me out of shock because, I mean, at the same time, I was just like, isn't she a kid? Like, what the heck is she doing? Put your clothes back on. Like, you're a little girl.
She's a young adult.
Like, I mean, because it's because we've seen her growing up from a teenager into an adult. We've seen that.
She was probably like...
Season 1, she was like 16.
No, she was like 10.
Oh, wow. See, that's even worse. That's even worse. Oh, my gosh.
No, she's a little girl.
That's even worse. So she's 8, right? Because it's been 10 years, I think, since
well, okay, not Game of... But, like, both, I guess you could say, in Game of Thrones and in real life.
So, real life, 10 years ago. In Game of Thrones, probably 10. 10,
probably like
10...
8?
Or 9. Probably 9. I think 9 sounds right. But still, like, it just, you see, I mean,
I'm fine with
it. Yeah.
People get married at like 14 in this world.
Okay. Yeah.
Danny was married to Khal Drogo. She was supposed to be like 14 or
15. Oh, yeah, she was. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
In season 1. So, Arya's a serial killer. Like, I know we think she's awesome. I think she's awesome. But she's like wiping families. An assassin. She's wiping families off the map.
Ooh, Walder Frey. That was awesome.
Like, this is clearly not the craziest thing she's done. She's cooked. She's made pies out of people.
And fed them to people.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah. So, all right, guys. So then I'm just... Okay, did you feel like this... So the writers, they did say that they felt like this scene was necessary because of how far she's come. I'm not to agree with it, but it just at the same time just shocked just at the fact that it happened and you know it was just, you know, I completely understand though because of it, and I understand it because the writing makes sense. Just her character makes sense of it because this is the only thing she hasn't really fully experienced. So
it's really interesting because the last few seasons I've actually been worried for her because she's gotten so far away from her own humanity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, she's been murdering people, and she used to actually have feelings about it. Mm-hmm. But the last few seasons, like, she's been totally stone cold about it, just, killing people left and right. So this is something that is getting back to sort of that normalcy for her. Yeah. And I like to see her being more normal, having just normal people feelings, relationships. Yeah. Because other than Bran, she's had the biggest arc, the biggest change than I think anybody. Yeah. Jon died, but he came back like completely the same person for some reason. I would have liked to seen him change a little bit too. But I'm glad to see that she still, is getting back to her old self. This is something that she remembers from a long time ago, having those feelings for Gendry.
Yes.
And so I welcome it. I think it's good to see that on the show. Maybe she'll last a little bit longer than I expected.
Yes.
We do see those scenes that, like you said, she's go back to her feelings when she saw Nymeria from season 7. Yeah. She reunites with her briefly.
Yeah, briefly. Yeah.
But I agree with you. I gotta say, it makes her more human, and I think it was necessary, but a lot of people had a problem with it.
Yeah, a lot of people did, but I mean, obviously, guys, it's facts. She's over 18, so
it's also not a real place. So
it's fiction. It's fiction, guys.
Don't say that. No, it's
sorry. But seriously,
it's like saying wrestling's fake.
Which most of it is.
Sorry, JC's gonna get after you.
It's fixed, not fake.
There you go. All right, guys. So the next scene we're gonna be talking about is Sam. So Sam and Jarrell. I was gonna say Jarrell. Oh my god! Yeah, Superman's dad. Jarrell's in here. What the heck? From Krypton.
Fight's over, guys.
Yeah.
You won.
Sam and Jorah. There you go. I'm sorry, Jorah. So this scene is actually pretty. I didn't see this coming. Because Jorah, he's lost his family sword. I guess.
But he denied it.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So. But
John offered it back.
John offered it back. No, he lost it before.
Cool.
But I guess you could say before season 1, or before we didn't see the crown. Or
his father still had it.
His father still had it. Yeah, because
and he was supposed to pass it down to Jorah, but
all that crap happened. Yeah,
all the exile and shame to the family happened.
Yeah. So he didn't accept that one, but at the same time, I'm just like. Sam giving him his. It's Valyrian steel. I mean, that's a great weapon. That's a great new weapon to have. And I feel like it was a great moment, I guess you could say, between both of them, because they never really had great moments ever since. Well, besides him saving his life, and especially to leave it off at what happened last episode. All that sentimental where Sam's just like tearing up. I mean, when in front of him and in front of Dany, whenever Dany tells him the bad news. So at the it just. He admits it though. He's like, "Yeah, I'm very book smart, but I can't even wield this sword.
Yeah, I can't even hold it upright."
I can't. Yeah, exactly. And just Sam was just. I felt like this was a great move for Sam and great move for Winterfell. So that way you give a Valyrian steel weapon. So that way it's someone who knows how to use it. He's a good fighter too, man. I mean, yeah.
Well, I think it means more than that to me because he honestly sees how Jorah is with Dany and. He could still be upset and bitter about her murdering her, not only her father or his father, but his brother, who actually was a good person. So he could have been like, "No, I don't want it. Even though I can't hold it upright, this is my family sword." But he actually, actually went.
It's bigger than.
He said it was. This feels right to give Jorah the sword because I think he feels like he deserves it. Yes. Plus, it would go to good use.
And not just only that though, but he tells him the example, and he gives him the perfect example how his father treated him and taught him to be a man. He straight up said it, not his own father. Jorah's father.
Yeah.
And he taught him to be a man. That's why he picked Jon Snow to be in the story. He taught. Not only Ned Stark taught him, implanted in him, but also it was Jorah's dad. What's his name? I forgot his name. Jorah's dad. Man, I forgot. Okay.
One of the few characters. Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a while, obviously.
Commander Mormont. That's what
Mormont. Yeah, Commander Mormont.
Lord Commander. Yeah.
Previous Lord Commander. All right, guys. And then the next scene we'll be talking about, of course, is Podrick Song. Now, Podrick Song, I mean, I got Lord of the Rings feel all over it. I mean, I feel like it was like the Lord of the Rings.
Pippin sings.
Yeah, when Pippin's singing. Remember that? Except, it just, I don't know, just preparation, the whole war's coming, that whole song. I just felt Lord of the Rings feel and the chills of Return of the King.
It was so quiet, but you just see, it's so intense because you see all these flashes of all the characters.
Yes. Everyone's at.
Spending their last hours before they know what's going to come.
Yes.
It's a great montage. He has a great voice.
Yes, he does.
Surprising, yes. I didn't know that. I didn't know he had such a good voice.
And then they released a song later after the episode was over because Florence Welsh from Florence and the Machine. Me and my wife love that band, and we've seen them a lot in concert. So she's a fantastic singer. And so I immediately recognized, like, oh my God, that's Florence.
And I did not know that whatsoever until we got the press release from HBO. So the press release does say, ladies and gentlemen, it says this is the original song that they haven't done since, I think they said, since season 2, I believe. I think it was season 2. It's been so long since they've done an original song, and they at the same time the writers said it straight up. They said, we just felt like it was right during this moment. We felt like it was gonna be this episode to preparation for this, and we wanted it, and it came out perfect. And just Podrick ended up being Podrick. Podrick had the best voice. The writers even said it, like they asked everyone to sing, and Podrick was just the right one. It's just they're all like, Podrick, let's choose him.
He slayed it.
Yeah, he slayed it so well, and it is also at the very end of the end credits. It is Florence and the Machine singing, and that's the original Game of Thrones song, debuting alongside with the credits, guys. So now we're gonna talk about the crypt scene, towards almost the last scene between Jon and Dany. And Dany finally finds out the actual truth.
His true parentage? His
lineage? Truth. She finally, I mean...
His heritage? Where he comes from?
I felt like they were just beating around the bush all the time. And just finally she knows. But
she finds out. When is the right time to give that information?
There really isn't. But he was dodging her the entire episode.
Yes, he was.
And she was picking up on that, too.
Yeah, because even in the beginning, he just didn't even look at her. Like, I don't even know. I was all like, Jon Snow, why haven't you told her? Like, at the beginning, it's just like, why haven't you told her yet? Why are you?
Because there's no right time, and plus he knows that is going to hurt their relationship. Yes. They had such a good relationship in the first episode. They're all lovey-dovey. But how is she going to take it? And I think that's why he was dodging her.
You know what's funny though, and I'll say it over and over again. The funny thing is, she's not upset that she had sex with her nephew. It is actually the other way. It's actually because he's the rightful heir to the throne. Not the incest, but because he has the rightful heir to the throne.
Like I said, different world. Different world.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Apparently the Targaryens, bred with each other.
Big deal to them.
They're pure. I guess they called it, I think they called it pure or something. Like
that's what they called it, but it was incest.
Yeah, it was incest, just like the Lannister. Oh, I think it was just Jaime and son.
No. Cersei had a fling with Lancel Lannister.
Oh, that's right, the cousin. Okay. Oh god. Okay. I think it's just Cersei though. I think it's just her.
She's just a little weird.
I like actually that they took so long because you need that build up to it, and then the only way to resolve this actual conversation between the two of them is by having it interrupted because the war is about to start. And see, at the same it's all for a good reason.
But see, at the same time, I'm just like, it didn't take enough time to develop that scene. But at the same time, it's just you don't have time to develop that scene because that's not what the main season's about. You know, right after that, you just. Like, I want to say, like, a couple minutes later, just boom, already the sound's going off. Like, this is it. Like, it's coming down.
No, I liked how it was interrupted. I think it was so necessary.
Yes. Because you don't have time to sit. It doesn't have time to sit down. You don't have time to eat and let it settle. It just go boom. You got to go again. Like, it just...
keeps you on your seat.
Yeah. Like,
but I feel like that's all how season 8 has been. It just jumps right into it because we only have 6 episodes. They really have to cram all of these events into such a small amount of time, so they're just jumping right, like from the beginning. They jumped right into Jaime meeting Dany. It jumped to like when Jon and Dany were talking about his parentage. Boom! It jumped right to the scene where they're prepping for battle. They can see the army of the dead in the horizon. Like they can see that, and it's just now we have to go to our battle stations and fight for our lives.
Yeah,
I love it.
Definitely. So we're gonna go to the last scene then. Winterfell battle, the prep. So we noticed a lot more different things. Obviously, was the Night Kings. There's a lot more of them now.
Oh, like the generals?
Yeah, there are a lot more of them. Is always been that many?
There's always because we've seen
4 or 5. We've seen 4 or 5 of them.
There's a specific scene way back early on where the Night King is showing us that he's transforming Craster's sons into actual White Walkers, and behind the Night King, you see actually like 13 shadows. Oh, there's 13 individuals standing behind him.
Okay, so they've been there this whole time. We just haven't
We've only
seen them on camera.
Part of like the White Walkers.
Yeah,
see, but even the drawings when you find them, when Jon Snow finds them, even the drawings, the little children,
Children of the Forest.
Yeah, Children of the Forest. I'm sorry. The Children of the Forest, whenever it had 4 White Walkers, the picture. So I was all like, wait, what? There's more? I mean, obviously we assumed there would be more, but I didn't know it was that many more. God, man, it's a lot more.
Go back to that scene. Yeah. You'll see the Night King walking towards the baby, and they're all lined up behind him, like far in the distance. At
the same time, though, I'm all like, this is all in. They're all in. The Night King's all in. This is it. I'm pulling out all my cards out of my hat. This is it. So many people are gonna die at this scene, and just preparation. You see everyone just.
The Night King is smart. He is.
Yeah, smarter than we all think.
Yeah. Yes. Oh man, and
it's scary.
Yes,
that's really scary.
I love it.
Yes, and then of course we get the camera going at the whole. They're just all with all the horses, and it just goes at an angle to where you can see everybody.
Like you just know they're there. You just know that there's a whole huge amassed army waiting to take down Winterfell.
100,000 plus, and all the embers included.
Oh my goodness!
Oh man, so much. And then now the preparation, we also did get a preview trailer for episode 3, and man, wow, so much. They didn't show us, which I'm happy. They didn't show us any bloody scenes yet.
Any fight scenes,
which I'm excited but we did get a glance, real quick. I want to say second glance of the Night King riding the riding the dragon. I did see that a little bit.
I actually am calling BS on that one because I paused it and it looks a lot more like Dany in her coat than it does the Night King. Yeah.
But then where's the dragon at?
Let's hear from you guys. Well, that's what I'm talking about. The dragon scene where it's like in the snow, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go comment on this YouTube video if you think that's Night King or it's Dany. Yeah. I paused it. It looks like a smaller statured person with a white coat on. So to me, that's actually Dany.
Yeah, Dany. Okay, I would say that too.
But
I feel like
someone and tell me what
I feel like it was Night King. I saw.
Regardless, there are dragons involved.
But if it is the white coat, I would assume it's Dany. Or John.
You could change.
Yeah. But yeah, so much anticipation. I mean, Tyrion, just everything is killing me. And at the very end of this trailer, we get Brienne yelling. Like, just that. I mean, wow.
Ooh,
she's yelling her life out. Like, she is yelling.
She's on the front lines.
Yeah.
Newly knighted, and she's ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Guarding the left flank with
Jaime. With Jaime Lannister.
And Podrick. Yeah, Podrick will be there.
Podrick's gonna die.
So my question,
I feel like it too.
Yeah. My question is, who are your predictions of who is not going to survive?
Oh man, I can't say. It's just so much.
I think
Podrick's gonna die. I feel like
Grey Worm's done.
I feel like Grey Worm's done.
I think there's a rule in any sort of war movie or fantasy film. Yeah. If you start making plans for the future,
you're done. See those your character is done.
Don't ever say like, we'll go buy a house in the mountains.
Yeah.
Or Captain America. Yeah.
We'll grow old. Yeah. We'll go.
It's not gonna have that last dance after all.
No. Oh.
Sorry. I am learning from the show, and I'm learning from sort of the environment and just the entire atmosphere of sort of media in general. We have movies like Infinity War, that Endgame that's all coming out. Nothing is ever straightforward anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think go back, TV shows, Breaking Bad, anything you want to look at, top TV shows, the top content, the top media, there's always that big, huge twist. Yeah. And I think we're going to get a major twist in this next episode. Something that I talked about in our video last week reviewing episode 1 on our YouTube channel, Countdown City Geeks, is that I've never been okay with Cersei and King's Landing being the end game of this season. Okay. It never felt right to me. To me, she's just an afterthought. Never really liked it.
Yeah.
So I am betting my money that these writers, David Benioff, D.B. Weiss, whoever else is writing this episode 3, I think they're going to figure out a way to make sure that the Night King is still going to be the end game. That Night King is still going to be the final challenge for whoever's left to face. I don't know what that looks like, but I don't think King's Landing is going to be anywhere near our minds after episode 3 or 4.
At the same time, I feel like that Cersei, she's going to go to the north, and she's going to realize that the battle's still going on. And we don't know, because at the same time we didn't see her in this episode, so we don't know where she's at this moment. We don't know if she's already headed toward the north. We don't know what's going on.
Can I tell you that's very speculative. That's very peculiar.
Yeah.
We have episode 1. We spend so much time on her.
With her, yeah.
We don't see her at all in episode 2.
Yeah.
And you know who else we don't see in episode 2?
Woo-hoo.
Spoiler alert, possibly for things coming up. This is all speculation, so whatever happens.
There's theories.
There's 2 people we don't see in this episode that are major players. We don't see Cersei and we don't see the Night King.
Yes.
We saw every single White Walker general that he has.
Yes.
But not a Night King, nor do we see an Ice Dragon. And I think that's very peculiar.
So you're saying, what do you say? You're saying that
dragon
is I don't want to say too much.
No. That dragon's going to King's Landing, or
what I'm trying to say is, I never liked the theory that the straightforward story was going to be
King's Landing.
We defeat the Night King, and then we go deal with Cersei later. To me, I was like, well, that's not very dramatic. That's not very. This show's been about the
Dramatics
Night King. This show is its entire show since episode 1. The very opening scene has been about the White Walkers. Has been about the threat to the north. So to me, Bran, Jon, they need to face their biggest threat in episode 6, and to me that was never Cersei.
Well, see, I mean, at the same time though, you gotta remember, it was just, I mean, it wasn't. I could agree with you there. Yeah, they always been there. They've always been distracted with the war, the north, the south.
But they were the very opening scene.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah. It just.
But it makes sense though, timeline wise. It doesn't make sense timeline wise to have this big epic battle that will probably take most of episode 3, and it may not even be done at episode 3, and to have them travel all the way from Winterfell to King's Landing in one episode and deal with that, it doesn't make sense timeline wise.
At the same time, though, it feels like it's predictable, and Game of Thrones has never been predictable. Really, it's hard to be.
I think they're making it predictable on purpose.
Yeah, I think they are. They're throwing us to a loop, and it's gonna go. Like you said, it's gonna go twisted. It's gonna change everything.
So I won't say exactly what I think because I don't want to be completely right and ruin things. But I will call it. There's a reference in a very old movie, the Rope-a-Dope. I think this is the rope-a-dope twist. It's before your time. Yeah. 90s movies, if you know what I'm talking, which movie about. But I think the big twist comes next episode, and I think fans are going to love it, and they're going to flip, and they're going to lose their minds. And I think we're going to lose a lot of people, which is just granted. But it's what keeps the show interesting and keeps us on our toes.
Man, now that I think about it, it just you might be right. I mean. It just the Night King. We didn't see him on the dragon. We didn't even see the dragon there.
We didn't see the Night King. We didn't see the dragon. We didn't see Cersei. Since before season 7 ended, I said I don't like the idea
of that. Yeah.
That we're gonna face Cersei at the end.
What if
Golden Company or not? I'm just like it doesn't make sense to me.
It just even when Cersei said even when Cersei got the news like the wall's been breached, she's like good, and she had to deal with it, but. In reality, maybe the Night King's actually heading over there to.
I think, bring the fight. If that is true, she's gonna be caught completely off guard.
All of them,
and I like that.
Speculation, can go a number of different ways, but it opens up a lot of realms of things that could happen. Like, what happens to the Mountain then? Does he become a White? Working for the Night King?
He's half alive.
I don't know what he is.
He's half alive. I'll say.
So technically, if he's half alive, half dead, can the Night King summon him?
No.
Or raise him?
No. I'm down. He's going to use Loki's staff and just tap him on the head.
Yeah, but to be honest, I can't wait till the Hound kills him.
But I want a Hound Mountain face off. Yeah, I do. I really want that.
The Hound will kill him.
But how is that going to happen?
Everybody wants Clegane Bowl, and it could happen if everybody in the north travels to the south, but
or vice versa.
That means the Hound has to survive episode 3.
Yeah.
I hope he does.
We're betting a lot on that.
Yeah.
So.
Episode 3 is going to be a twist. It has to be because this is where all the action's going to start. This is it. Just all the cards are in the air and all the chess pieces are up and action's about to happen.
There's 2 things I'm actually looking forward to the most. And one of them is, where's the Night King? Because I don't think he is where they want us to think he is. It's all very peculiar. Because in the trailer, they even said, the Night King is coming. Really? Okay. Now you're being too obvious about it. The second thing is Aria's weapon. I've heard way too much talk about that weapon.
The way it's made. Yeah.
Not just in this season, but from the actual weapons contractor, the guy that designed it behind the scenes. He called it a showstopper. What does that mean? Does that mean she can just use it really well? Or does that mean she's going to be killing some generals with it? Or maybe later she use it to kill an actual white dragon.
To be honest, I could see her killing off a white dragon. I can even see her killing off, but hidden in the shadows, of course. Because we've always seen her be the assassin. We've never. I guess we could say besides Brienne, we've never really seen her face off. I don't want to say head on. I guess you could say in a battle like that, because she's never been in a war type battle like Jon Snow.
But she does have the skills to survive.
Yeah, I don't have no doubt in my mind. But she doesn't have that experience what Jon Snow has. What they all have the experience, just a battle.
She has something. We've never seen to its full extent.
Yeah, exactly.
She did beat the waif while she was blind at one point. And so you have to have mad skills in order to do that. Yeah, and then she supposedly killed the waif. We've never seen the waif's dead body, so I'm still waiting for George R. R. Martin or the show to completely blow our minds when she pulls her face off. It's not gonna happen, but I'm just saying I'm preparing myself in case it does. Not gonna happen.
That'd be crazy.
It's never gonna happen. 99.9% chance it's not gonna happen.
All right.
Disclaimer, guys. Disclaimer.
I'm just worried that they're just gonna, kill my world again.
Yo, they're going to get ready. They're going to get the box of tissues ready and get the Oreos ready.
There you go.
Get the Game of Thrones Oreos. Alright, guys. So this is our review, ladies and gentlemen, for episode 2, and also our speculation, guys, of what episode 3, what to expect. I mean, just speculation, of course. And So I mean, we got our input on it, guys. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, guys. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. All right. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that Callie D'Ange.
And I'm Steady with the countdown to the Geekcast.
Steady, always a pleasure, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for being on the show, man.
We'll do it again next week.
Yeah, we'll do it again next week. We'll be doing each review, guys.
I might be a mess. I don't know.
Oh, man, might be hungover.
We're not ready for this. We're not ready for episode 3.
I'll be crying in the fetal position on the floor.
That's fine. Bring the box of tissues, man.
Don't kill Tormund. Not yet. Another episode or 2 of Tormund is all I ask for.
I'm hoping
his arm's gonna get cut off.
Nope. I am hoping for Brienne. Team Brienne all the way.
Team Tormund.
Brienne dies first. Oh, she dies and Jaime's holding her and she's all like,
what if Jaime sees her die? That's and he never told her how he felt.
There you go. All right, guys, that's enough. All right, all right, guys. Y'all have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you for making us a part of it.